they became this like shift in relationships. It became this weird shift. I know people that got married during the pandemic and got divorced 3 months later.
Wow.
Because they realized this is not it.
Dating has never been easy, but dating during a pandemic makes things harder than usual. Girls, were you single during the pandemic? And if so, how has it affected you?
Go ahead.
Well, we know she got a man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You got a man.
Yeah.
I had actually just gotten out of a relationship right before the pandemic even started. So I was definitely single, but I was definitely kind of enjoying that time for myself.
Okay.
But at some point, like I think the second half of the pandemic or of the year, it started to hit me differently, you know, because I'm not near my family. And I always say, you know, especially if you're getting out of a serious relationship, it's important to be around people that you really love and trust. And I kind of was just by myself, and I was in a pandemic. We were all in a
it's
pandemic,
like stay busy, like
Exactly.
haciendo cosas, like.
But
and
I
it's like,
couldn't.
You know, almost all my friends are single, and I will tell you, the attitude I've seen, it went from swipe, 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 swipe to I need someone. I'm ready to settle down. You know, I want more. And I don't know if it was because of this pandemic, it became that physical contact, that connection, because everything was now virtual. So it just became, I want something real. So a lot of my guy friends right away were like, I want something real where, you know, I can't find someone that wants a life. I know girls, my friends that are like, I want to settle down. Like, where are the guys that want a wifey? Like, it really shifted from swipe, 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 swipe to I want real love.
Right.
I wonder what kind of age group your friends are, because I have two girlfriends that I literally make fun of them because they are boy crazy on these social media apps. And they are swipe, 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 dinner.
Post-pandemic too.
No, like during the pandemic and everything. And I'm just like, girl.
Well, they were not scared of cooties during the pandemic. That's
Well,
why.
no, I will say not towards the beginning of the pandemic, but I mean, we're technically still in the pandemic and everything. So I want to say like when things started like slowly opening, where it was still like masked outside, where we were having dinner on a sidewalk. That time is when like they were doing all that, and I was just like, okay.
Are you single? Were you single during the pandemic?
Yes. But like, let's talk about you guys. How has it been for you? Have you met someone interesting?
You know, I may have. Actually, you know, this is a really great transition, because we need to talk about social media and dating now, because I think the pandemic really forced us even more so to actually connect online, you know, because we started to see that this is where we have to change platforms now. We can't usually just go out at a bar or like a restaurant and just go up to someone and meet. Like now it's just all about like personal space, and it's just a little bit weirder now. So I am definitely an advocate for social media relationships, or for relationships starting that way, because
like a DM, like a slide in the DM.
You know what? I usually, you know, I have to say this. I really give it up to the guys who slide in the DMs very respectfully, because the way that they just have to take the rejection under their chin is just like, y'all are warriors.
I get some weird DMs. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm very private when it comes to my social media, and I get some very, very weird DMs where I'm just like, that's a little atrevido.
Like, don't slide in the DMs
like,
crazy.
No.
So wait, did you go on any dates during the pandemic?
I did. I definitely did. It was very interesting. Yeah, you know.
What did you guys do? Was the restaurants open at that time?
We walked in a park, and definitely
that's cute.
had to go hiking.
I will say that I definitely think that when it was like lockdown, people that were spending time, even like dating or whatever, you were having to genuinely be focus on each other, because there was no distractions.
Literally.
Yeah.
So I think that was cool.
Yeah.
Well, también, I think that also a lot of relationships failed during the pandemic. I know a lot of relationships that all of a sudden there's no distractions, there's no nothing else. This is it. And then they realized, I don't really like you.
Or I don't like to be around you for these many hours. Like, I go to work and miss you a little bit, or be like, I miss her annoyance, or I miss his like messiness, and then come back and appreciate it. It was like, we work from home, we live from home, we look at each other, we can't go outside to see our friends, we have no our hobbies are individual hobbies, and it was just like, it tore so many
They say
apart.
distance makes the heart grow fonder, and eso sí es una de las cosas, but I feel that you have they became this like shift in relationships. It became this weird shift. I know people that got married during the pandemic and got divorced 3 months later.
Wow.
Because they realized this is not it.
They needed each other.
They needed each other, and it was like,
each other.
oh my God. I think it was more of like an infatuation of like, I got the person y no lo quiero soltar. And then it was, okay, you know what? No, this isn't for me.
Like, I got options.
You know what's something that was actually a trend during the pandemic? Eloping.
Really?
Really?
I know like 5 or 6 couples that eloped. They had weddings and they were so annoyed of continuously moving the venue, and like, you know, they were putting, I know somebody that spent $27,000 in a venue and like lost it because the venue was like, no, if you can't do it on this day, we're not giving you a refund, because they were also losing money, so they didn't want to give refunds
and some
back.
businesses went bankrupt where you couldn't get your money back.
So like, I think that a lot of like trending was eloping, but besides relationship dating, I actually got close to new people in the friendship way through social media and things of that sort, and actually was like, hey, how are you? You know, and had the time to ask the person that I normally wouldn't, like, how are you doing? And that conversation sometimes sparked friendships, and that was pretty cool.
I definitely can agree with that, and I think even now in the dating life and in the dating world, I realize that I don't like going on first dates with people that I just maybe met outside or even online. Like, I don't like jumping straight to like that in-person interaction, because 1, I don't know if I want to spend that much time with you. 2, it might be awkward. Like, I don't really want to just like share a meal with you and just be like, hey, what's up? Like, what have you been doing for the last like 20 years of your life? Like, I'd rather talk over text and talk over the phone, FaceTime, and then I'm like, I like you, I want to hang out with you.
Can we just talk about talking over the phone?
I love it.
Talking over the phone changed.
Love it.
Like, I'm that person that like, everybody knew when I was heading home, because soy bien callejera, and in LA there's always traffic, so that's when I was like connecting with the world, and I'd call everyone back, or I'd be like, hey, I'm on my way home, and everybody knew. But it just became like, people would always say like, you know, it's funny because I text you. I'm like, well, I can't text, I'm driving. And all of a sudden it changed where people now want to call and speak on the phone. It was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I feel like I'm in elementary school all over again.
One of my friends actually went on a Zoom date when she was in the pandemic, and they were like, drink. And I thought that was like, it's kind of like a phone call.
Yeah, that's so cute.
But yeah, it was like, she's like, it took away from having to get too ready. It also was like a conversation, but like a video chat, and it was on Zoom, and it was when Zoom was super trendy, that you did it with everyone for whatever reason, just to make an excuse to drink, to be honest. And and she was like, yeah, I went on a date with him, and
did she get dressed just waist up?
Yeah, she was like,
that's
just waist up, wearing,
she was
PJs?
a smart individual.
But I feel that one thing that we definitely saw was, I read this article that STDs dropped during the pandemic. The spread of STDs dropped during the pandemic because people had cooties. Like, I've been treating the world like a public gas station toilet forever. And let's be real, people be dirty. And so I feel that it finally, people are now getting ready for, it's like starting new. It's like a whole different generation. I feel like it's a whole new world. Really, it's a whole new world of possibilities. But I just feel that, you know, conversations have changed, relationships have changed. Even the concept of dating, where now it's more people are, let's talk, or let's go for a walk, or they're getting creative. It's like birthdays. Everyone got really creative on how to celebrate their birthday, or like celebrating somebody. This became the same thing for relationships during this pandemic.
Yeah. I agree. So, question, Miss Single over here. What's your favorite dating app?
My favorite dating app?
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't say I have a favorite.
What has shown you the most success rate?
Probably Bumble.
Okay.
Because I like the idea of Bumble. I like the fact that the woman has to make the first move, because I think that then makes you the person in power in a way where you can pick and choose who you want to talk to and who you want to date and who you are interested, rather than just having all these guys, you know, just DM you and message you. Yeah. It just changes like the landscape of dating when a woman goes up to another guy. Because I honestly don't mind doing that. But I'm very selective in general, so like,
as you should be.
Yeah, but if I go up to you, I'm even more selective. Like, I can't even just be like, oh yeah, he's kind of cute, let me go up to him. I have to be like, no, you're fine. Who is your mother and father? Because you are beautiful, and I need to just talk to you for a minute.
So, are you one to make the first move?
I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid.
I've always
of the first
made
move.
the first move to everyone I've dated.
No way. No
I think
way.
for me,
Yeah, it's so random. I'm so shy, but I've definitely made the first move to everyone I've dated.
Can you please give us an example?
Okay.
What's your pickup line? What is your pickup line?
All right, so my most exciting story. I don't know why I'm proud of this. I shouldn't be proud. But somebody liked me for 8 months. I did not give them the time of day. When I tell you the time of day, their friends would tell me, their family members everybody would tell me, this person likes you, and I'd be like, him? No.
Ooh.
But I also have a tendency of doing that. I friend zone people, and then out of nowhere, a light switch comes on, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you are a fine piece of Jesus.
I've done the same.
I, became friends with him, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Nothing. I always was just like, Then one day he invited me to go have wine. One wine turned into 2 bottles of wine. And then next thing you know, we were together for like 6 hours in this night, like just talking and having wine. And I remember that we ended up going back to his house. We were sitting on the couch. And he's like, yeah, you want to put a movie? Da-da-da. He starts putting on a movie. And I'm just like this. I'm like sitting and I'm like, I should just do it. And in my head, I'm telling myself, I'm like, I should just do it. And I just turned around and started making out with him.
Oh, you're talking about that first move.
Yeah, what kind of person are you talking about?
Oh,
Are we all dancing?
I was wondering what type of, yeah. Oh, no, I definitely have.
I always do the first
Most
move.
definitely.
Okay.
I don't mind that.
All right. Well, we got a little too intimate over here on Get a Girl.